Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Confessions of a Gamer Girl podcast. I'm your host, Doom Cutie, and today it is just Shay and I. We didn't do anything to Ellie, I promise.
Neither did the sharks. The sharks are innocent in all of this, and I don't want to hear any shark sass. Okay, Ellie's not here to defend them, so I will.
Well, I my feelings already. Also, welcome to our lovely guest, Amy. Yay!
Hello.
If I had one of those auto clap things to go, yay!
I do, but I don't know if it'll come through. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
no. It's not with it.
Welcome to Confessions of a Gamer Girl.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, it's been a little bit of a time, and I'm glad you're here. Behind the scenes, Amy has, assisted me with some things. She's a bit of a marketing queen, and she just I just wanted to just do you a little bit more proud than where I was back then. So, and that's basically it. If
you're doing great, sweetie. You're doing great.
This is perfect. I love it.
If you would like to see Amy's, work, what she does, everything. She does do everything. Please, her links are in the chat right now, although if you are watching this after the fact, they will be in the description. But welcome to Confessions of a Gamer Girl. We're excited to have you. We're excited to be here. We're living. It's really hot. We're living. It's really hot. Like Shay was just saying, it was too hot to even just leave her air conditioning. She couldn't go to the bathroom. So
I had to leave the door open so the aircon could go in. Listen, it was warm in the aircon. You know how you hit that type of Australian day where you've got the aircon on, proper on, everything's nice and sealed off and everything, and you're like, why am I still sweating?
It's a mood.
It was just, it's bad, but we are all rocking, well, sorry, except Amy clearly has very good aircon, but we got the guns out.
It's also not so hot. I'm in New South Wales, I'm in Sydney, so it was not that hot today.
No.
It was actually hot, but it was really windy, so we got
we had none of that. You walk outside, it was blinding brightness to the point where you couldn't look at anything because it hurt, and it was so hot that immediately my skin was like, are you touching hot things? And I was like, no, I'm not, I'm going inside, fuck this. Don't touch grass on these days.
No, just a no day. Yeah.
Even my cats look at it and they're like, no. No, we're not doing that. Absolutely.
Welcome back, chat. Love to see you. And yes, we have hit our follower goal. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah, our goal. How exciting. 100. We're in the triple. We're a triple digit podcast on Twitch. How exciting. So welcome in, everyone. It's going to be a great episode. Amy, why don't we start off with you first? What have you been playing this week, if you have been playing anything?
Oh no, I should have thought about a lie rather than what I have been playing.
Hey, look, I'm pretty open that most of the games are. No, there's no wrong.
It's not too bad. It's not too bad. I will say I have been very busy, but there's probably 3 things I'm currently playing. One is I'm very addicted to the Pocket Pokemon TCG game, the app, the mobile game. Highly addicted to that. And I actually recently got back into Pokemon Go, so I've also been playing a lot of that. But really what I'm playing is Caravan Sandwich, which is a little indie game, came out late last year, and it's really fun, and it's on Steam Deck, so I just chill with that. But then I'm forever and always just playing The Sims. That's the real truth. All Sims all the time. Yep.
Do you have legacy characters that you've had since the beginning?
So a fun fact about me is I don't play the game a lot. I love to build houses in The Sims is what I like to do. So I will make a family and I'll be so invested in them. And I'll spend ages making these characters and I'll be so excited. And then I'll make them the most beautiful house you've ever seen. And then they will never get to live in it.
No, it is how it is. You spent all the effort on the house.
I just not you. This is my house.
This is for me now. Thank you.
Because by the time I finish building the house, I have a new idea for a new family and a new house, and then I want to make that. So it's more like a creative outlet for me than it is a life simulator. Yeah.
I like
Fair
it.
enough.
I like it.
We did discuss on a stream last week that Ellie's not a fan of the simulator. She has enough of life.
That's
you
fine.
know, she doesn't want to live.
That's why you
She
get
just
all
wants
the
to
mystical
play.
ones. You
Yeah,
get the
true.
ones that are
The
like
different
werewolves and stuff and witches.
For sure.
Apparently, I'm
Witches?
not allowed to curse people in life, so I'm gonna curse them in my game. There you go.
I love that. I mean,
Apparently
The
it's frowned
Sims has
upon.
it all. The Sims has it all.
Except fairies. I'm still waiting.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Mm.
Well, I'm so glad you're living your best Sims life. I did actually attempt once the 100 baby challenge, and where you like,
Oh.
and you had, but you have to after you do the thing, you have to take a photo of them, and hang it on your wall. I think I got to like 11, and then I was like, oh, this is a bit monotonous, isn't it? You know,
And all the crying of the bloody no.
Yeah,
And
then
no.
and you have to actually walk on the treadmill, otherwise you will not fit in the house. Like they deliberately do that on purpose. I feel targeted. Like I feel called out.
This is fair. No, I've seen too many of those challenges where creators literally have to mute the sound because it's constant screaming babies, and nobody wants to watch that. That's fucking horrible.
It should be like a baby sound button in the game. I feel like that should be in the
please.
audio UI. Yeah.
Yes. And then like there's a new life stage for babies now, so it goes like newborn, infant, toddler. So you've got 3 baby life stages, and oh, good God, no. Until they can make their own little sandwich, they're useless.
100%. I'm with you there. I think Elle from my chat is actually here in your chat tonight, and she's calling me out because I did have a Legacy Sims family that I played one time on stream, but the game bugged out, and so they were like, every time someone died, they would grieve for like weeks, and like they were just always grieving, and so it was like the most depressing Legacy you've ever played. Yeah.
Oh my! No, they just like stop and halfway through cooking or whatever, and they're like, "Oh," and you're like, "Okay, mate. Listen, I didn't come here to be miserable, okay? It takes them 3 years to do one thing because they're busy crying. You're like, realistic, and I love that. Stop."
But this is a game. But so you must play without, or do you play with mods, or?
I actually don't. I'm not a huge mods fan.
Okay.
Before there was like,
I get that.
like nail polish, and before there was like cool eyelashes in the game, I did mod that stuff, like very basic stuff. But I am regretfully have been playing it since the day the game came out, and I just love the what it is without adding too much.
Yeah, no fan. At least you don't need a spaceship to play the game. You know what I mean? Like I remember
spaceship in the game.
I used to play it on. I had The Sims 3 back when laptops still had CD drives. A long time ago now. Sims 3. I loved playing that. And yeah, I could play it really, really well on I think it was a Mac as well, on my laptop, and never had an issue. But I've never actually gone back to that, so I don't.
There's a very specific optimization mod that you need to install, or the game pretty much won't function. It's great. Okay. Sims 3 was my favorite. I played the crap out of that. Yeah. But I can tell you that it was optimized so goddamn poorly, and the launcher did not help things. The launcher was heinous.
I do remember it shutting down. Like the loading screen was quite long.
Yeah. And then it goes.
Anyway. People used to just tell me, "Oh, well, that's what you get for playing on a Mac," and I was like, doesn't feel that way. Anyway, Sims, love that for you.
You can do the whole podcast on Sims if you want. I mean, I got enough.
Hey, I'm with you, man. I've been playing long enough that I'm good to go. Let's do this. I don't think I've got any legacy, but like, I've got Sims that I've kept around for a bit, and then I think they died. I just
really want to be able to visit people in The Sims. That's all.
Well, like, I mean, it looks like the next game they're developing might allow that, or the expansions they're putting into Sims 4 might allow that. They're kind of up in the air about it at the moment, but we're not getting to Sims 5, so good luck, everyone.
Did you guys play The Sims Online, or are you too young? I think I'm older than you guys, but The Sims Online was like my whole childhood. Like that was my.
That was in the original Sims.
It was its own standalone game. Like it kind of had and like a whole online.
Wow.
It was only online. Yeah.
This when EA still owned it.
You mean Maxis?
Yeah. The other one, Maxis.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it was in between. Maybe it was when Sims 2 was out. I can't remember chronologically where it sat, but
so much
it was when I was like 14. So
No.
20.
I love
Good
Sims
time.
Busted Out.
Yeah.
Sims Busted Out on console was
Oh.
so good. All right, that I fully expected that to be boring. I was like, don't like, whatever. We'll see. Got into it, was like, oh no, it's really fun. Oh crap.
Mm.
Anyway,
good.
sorry, I will not railroad your whole train.
It's okay.
No. Remember, I don't know if you've seen this, Amy. There's a lovely image of me. Is superimposed on Thomas the Tank Engine, and I just because we're going off rails sometimes, and I'm totally like on track and on the rails. It's a metaphor. It gives me nightmares. Anyway, Shay, what have you been playing this week?
So I don't want to surprise anybody. Obviously, I've been playing League. Let's face it, yes. But I picked up a new game. That's right, everybody. I started playing something new.
This is actually new.
It is. Wow. It is. Yeah. Wuthering Waves. Sorry, which is a free online like MMO. No, not MMO, just RPG actually. No MMO bit, but I love it. It's gorgeous. Good God, I played half an hour and got so motion sick it wasn't funny. Like I thought because I can handle Genshin and this is like the same makers, I was like, oh, this should be fine. But no, it's like it's lower saturation, which ruins the contrast. So then I'm over here like trying not to vom on stream, and it was really fun, and I want to beat up big stinky monsters. Thank you.
Oh, you need a Shay branded sick bag or something.
Oh, you know what? I'm like this close. Hey, it's gonna be blue as well.
Or a bucket. Yeah. Just a bucket.
Oh no, you gotta have the classic like under the sink, the bucket that goes as both the vom bucket and possibly the washing bucket. Sometimes the popcorn bucket.
Is it
rectangle?
It is what
it is. No, circular. Yeah.
Okay. All right then.
I like the rectangle more. Then. I think it's easy to grab when you're sick, but hey, beggars can't be choosers. As long as it's not on the carpet, we're good. But I keep going to make clips and stuff, and I've been enlisting a bit of AI help, and it keeps talking about your motion sickness. One of the episodes is just like motion sickness. Streamer gets extreme motion sickness, and I'm just like, I don't think people want to hear about this. You'd be surprised. Be wrong. Hey? So many people come in and they're like, with your background and what you do, why do you do it if you get sick? And I'm like, don't ask questions that I don't have answers to. Okay,
well, I like what I do. A lot of things,
it'd be fine.
That they shouldn't.
Exactly.
And that's okay.
Lactose is just a challenge. Don't worry.
Oh
God. I got you.
You're just playing life on hard mode. That's all.
Exactly. There you go. I got you.
All right. What I've been playing this week. Yes. My 5-year-old has just she's actually gotten really good at Minecraft, like with her sister.
Did you see the Minecraft Hello Kitty?
Yes.
I put it in our Discord. I did. I've shown my daughters and they're like, oh my God, so exciting. So yeah.
I saw it and I got excited, right? I was like, oh wow, cool, this is so fantastic. They're doing crossovers. Minecraft has a Hello Kitty coming. And the first thing my partner does is go, oh, that weird cat that's not really a cat. And I was like, yeah, I guess. And he's like, yeah, the one that's actually a little girl from London in a costume for some weird reason and not actually a cat. And I was like, this is hyper specific. I just wanted to be happy there was going to be like Hello Kitty in Minecraft. But yeah, that one.
Okay.
I don't know the name of the purple one. The purple.
Oh, so it's with K, right?
Oh,
quick! Somebody in chat, help us.
The one you mean? Oh, I forgot it.
Because Udi is also doing a collab with Hello Kitty and Friends.
I feel like you can always tell because the marketing department or PR department or whoever it is like shop around all these licensing deals at once, so you end up with like an onslaught of like that one brand doing. That's why it always feels like they're everywhere at once. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's secrets. This is amazing.
That's what I was. Karomi, thank you.
Yeah, Dolphin, you're amazing. Thank you.
Love you.
Dolphin's over here, like, quick Google check. I got you.
So I keep seeing Hello Kitty now. Like you can buy. I'm going back to school shopping, right? And there's lots of Hello Kitty stuff, and I'm like, hang on, is there like a movie coming out? Like obviously the Minecraft movie is coming out, and it's like it's often always kind of back to schooly. And yeah, so I've been seeing a lot of that stuff. I've also been seeing a lot of Stitch from Disney.
I have
all of a sudden
live action. Yeah.
Is it? That's what I was thinking. I didn't see this.
It's been in production for a while, and I think it's coming out this year.
I'm pretty sure it's
is
this
it
year,
like?
Yeah. It's going to be deeply uncomfortable. It's just Disney remaking all of its classics.
I'm
Lower your expectations.
Yeah, it's
Stitch IRL.
I
What
don't know
about
how they're going
Stitch
to make
though?
that not cursed.
Aliens.
No, apparently he's gonna look as you expect. It's gonna be heinously cursed. I think. I think it's gonna be like Sonic all over again, but like before they fix him.
So I think they need to get a few kind of panels of Stitch. Like, just we really need to get this right. Otherwise, you're going to horrify a whole generation.
Yeah, they'll be like, "Did you watch this as a kid? This is terrifying." We'll be there like, "He didn't look like that. I promise."
To be
he didn't.
we're fine. So I think everyone will be okay.
Yeah, like, he just fought with a frog on the road and had too many arms. All right, it was fine. I loved him.
I'm just Anyway, so I've been looking at a lot of that. I've also still have the trailer. Sorry, I have the trailer in my.
Oh no, I haven't seen it. I don't think.
Oh god, I've avoided it. I'm scared. I'm like, don't do that to my childhood, please.
Hold on. Are we okay? I guess this is happening. Give me.
Can I see it? I'm so
yeah, we can. Okay, I'm sharing. Oh no, add to the page. There we go.
Oh god.
Isn't this the Lion King one?
This is an ad.
Oh yeah, this is the movie.
Oh wait.
God. It is him. Legislation the Okay, for real questions, are they gonna have Punch the Fish? Because he controls the weather. So I need to know, right? Stitch is cool. He looks reasonably cute. It looks like he smells terrible. But are they going to have Punch the Fish? Because she feeds peanut butter sandwiches. And you can't feed him tuna because that's an abomination. Thank you.
Look.
He's like a koala. It looks like a weird... It's a koala with kangaroo ears. Yeah, actually.
Right.
Is that just because I'm Australian?
Is it a quokka? Like a blue quokka with a...
No,
because he's really koala-like.
Yeah, he's thick. He's a thick boy. He's got the little
koala.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go, everyone.
Yes.
That's that side quest done. Wonderful. Look, I'm all here for a side quest. I just needed to see that. So really.
So you needed us to see it too, so we could suffer with you. Right. Good shoot. Good. No, that's okay. So some of the choice responses we've had to that was, I feel bad about that and I'm all for cannibalism. So I think that really tells you how people are feeling about what we just saw.
Mixed responses.
Yeah. Oh, God. And then we've got, I don't know how I feel about that. Very good. It's understandable. Lovely. I relate.
True friendship, sharing the suffering.
Oh, good.
Correct.
It is.
Look, if we're not already suffering because being women, I suppose. Anyway, look at my can cooler.
Look at this distraction.
Look at this distraction.
Jingle the keys.
Oh wait, have we taken down the class of 2024? Yeah, we're gonna check out class of 2025.
No, we haven't.
Ooh.
We haven't taken it down yet. So class of 2024 cooler holder for your cans is 30% off with the code New Year, all caps. No cap? Is that what we say? I don't know. Is that what the kids say? Anyway, the link is linking down there across our socials. I've put it in our stories. It's on our Twitter. It's everywhere. I'm not calling it X. Don't come at me. And Dolphin's also linked it in the chat for everyone who is here right now. Wonderful. So marketing. So we see these games, these films, everything like that. It's across everything, right? And
if you've done it well, it is.
Well, yeah. I mean, but I mean, if we look at like Lilo and Stitch, right? It's like that's not exactly the same Stitch, though, is it? It's not. It doesn't look like the cartoon Stitch. So I suppose that's a little bit different. But I mean, Amy, you've been in this industry for a good while. Enough to be considered, a bit of a, expert, I suppose.
Well, that was a nice word. I was like,
can we say
old
that?
person? But yeah.
No, I was going to say guru, and then I was like,
could be.
yeah, you could be a guru. But I mean, you have seen so much change over this time. Would you like, if you would feel comfortable, to share with everyone how you got started and how you ended up in games?
Yeah, totally. So fun backstory about me is I studied graphic design, which actually isn't super uncommon for people who kind of end up in marketing, because it's creative. And even in my graphic design, like I did a Bachelor of Visual Communication, and part of that, like there were marketing papers, right? So there's definite crossover between the two. But I wanted to be, young Amy really wanted to be like Mad Men, but the woman version, and like be like high powered and wear like suits and fancy high heels and go and work at like Saatchi and Saatchi or some like other awful place. Like a big agency, right? I wanted to be in advertising. And so I studied graphic design, and that was going to be the plan. And then it turned out that I didn't really like it very much. So I graduated with a degree in graphic design and worked in graphic design, and I did like it, but it wasn't really exactly what I wanted to do. But fortunately, I ended up in a marketing design team at a very like not interesting whiteware retailer in-house position, with a really cool team though. And yes, because I was part of the marketing team, I got like the visibility into what the marketing team did, and I reported to an amazing marketing manager who was super inspiring, and she let me take on a bunch of the social media work. And I sort of just started to like dip my toes into the marketing world. And at the same time, I met a now very good friend of mine, and we met in that role, and we actually co-founded a company together that was in the gaming space. That's a very long story made short. That all happened over like 8 years. But yeah, essentially we started a company together, and it was called Leaping Tiger. Some people have been around that long in my community since those days, which is crazy to me, but essentially it was like a way for gamers to find each other in like the physical space. So it was kind of like, if you wanted to find someone who played the same games as you, but they didn't live too far away, you could connect and be friends, basically. Anyway, that didn't really work out. Obviously, as a company, that had a lot of problems, but we had a lot of fun doing it. And that was the first kind of time that I thought, wow, I could actually like work in the games industry. So as like part of the marketing process for that app, I started streaming. We worked with streamers, and that was kind of an opening of this world of the games industry that I didn't really know even existed before that. And I was a little girl in New Zealand, so there was an even smaller industry there. But I fortunately got to meet a whole bunch of people and go to some amazing events overseas and in Australia as well, and meet people and figure out that this passion I had for marketing, and then now this passion that I have for the games industry, having been a lifelong gamer. It's funny how you don't connect those things together. Like I had always been a gamer, but never really thought I could work in gaming. And so I kind of was like, well, I'm going to do this. And obviously I worked on that app for quite a while, but after that kind of wound up, I started to look for other positions in the games industry, and all the things that I had learnt during that time, and doing other like freelance marketing bits and pieces over the years, landed me a job in esports. And so that's where I think most people would know me from, potentially. If you know me, you might have known me from those times, because I was sort of the community manager, I suppose, and marketing manager, lots of different jobs all wrapped into one, as always happens in the games industry, for Let's Play Live, which is an esports company based out of New Zealand. I feel like I'm talking a lot. I'm sorry, I'm old.
No,
we're literally here to hear you chat, man. Like,
anyway, so I did that for a number of years before the role at Twitch came up, and that was really exciting. So that was ANZ marketing specialist role at the time. I applied for that and got the job, and then got promoted kind of through a bit of a growth phase for Twitch there, and then eventually laid off. So that was a fun story. Anyway, that was January last year. And now here I am at a New Zealand-based company again, called Cinti Studios, and they are a 3D asset publisher for Unity and Unreal developers, which is very fun. And so, now I basically work in e-commerce marketing. So it's like all these different kinds of marketing, I suppose, over the span of my career, but most of it has been in and around the games industry, with a couple of other little freelance roles around. Yeah, that's me.
Yes. I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously you've got some OG, people that know you from back in the day. But I mean, I first came across you was when you were working with Twitch, and then obviously I saw all of a sudden all these people that I knew like just gone, and I was like, oh, like that. Honestly, like I combined with everyone else's reaction, and obviously you had your own like feelings about what happened, and you were so great, honestly. Like you were sharing during that time. You were like, no, I'm getting dressed, I'm gonna look for a job, I'm sharing this, I'm going to be accountable to myself because I know that I'm worthy of that, and like your worth is not in a job. And I just remember I know that wasn't every day and all day that you felt that way, but I think you helped a lot of people by sharing that.
Yeah, and like I guess there's lots of like hidden context in this story that people may or may not know. So important to kind of say that the role at Twitch was definitely a dream job for me. Like up until that point, I kind of glossed over this in the story, but I had been pretty much trying to get that role. Like that was the dream job for me. Was like I really want to work at a global company. It was either PlayStation, Xbox, or Twitch for me. I really wanted to work for Twitch because it was more of like a role that intersected publishers and games and genres and creators, and like it kind of had everything going for it that I was interested in. And so I knew that was where like my skill set was going to be the most impactful. So to get that job was like, I've never, like, that was probably one of the happiest days of my life. I was so excited. And so obviously to lose a job that, not that it was like my whole life, because I think I had gone through that when I worked in esports and learned that you shouldn't do that. It doesn't end well. But it meant a lot to me, and the team was really great, and I loved the work that I was doing, and it felt very sudden. It was a shock. And so like that was hard. So that's the context to that, I suppose. And then also the fact that I was not even the first or maybe even the 100,000th people to lose their job.
Yes, you went through this time and you're like, oh, okay, like I've kept my job. Like I've seen other teams like shrinking, like, okay, maybe I'm okay. And then just like it's almost like a wave like hits and it's like, oh, okay, like I was okay. And then like like a tsunami. I assume that's how it felt.
Yeah. And I mean, tech and gaming and like other media and like, it's a tough economical time, and lots of people were losing their jobs. So I kind of felt this like tension between this gut-wrenching upsetness, sadness, and anger that I'd lost something that was so meaningful to me, but also that I knew so many other people going through that exact same thing, including like my colleagues right then at that moment. And also I'm just a kind of a proactive person. Like I know from in other like traumatic times and times of grief and those sorts of like, life's testing moments that I like to do rather than sit still. And, everyone copes in very different ways. But for me, turning it around and kind of creating some content around it or like helping people where I couldn't have in conversations was like very therapeutic for me and ultimately what led me to get the job that I got. So glad that I did that, but it doesn't work for everyone. It's important to say.
No, definitely. But I just wanted to touch on that because it was really, really inspiring. And I'm so glad that you haven't stopped doing what you love. You've transformed and evolved.
My love for gaming goes on.
Yeah, exactly. Even if it is non-legacy characters in Sims. Even if it is just architectural design.
Architecture is fun.
But during that time, and I forgive me, but I think so Pixel Exploring, your little games club that you have. That is a very, very very wholesome, very, very cute kind of if you don't know what this is, go and check it out. It's kind of like it's advertised as like a book club for indie games, and can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. So one thing about me is I'll always have 700 side projects going at any given time. I have this like when you find a job that you really like, I find it very hard to turn my brain off and not do the thing that I like, and that's always been a struggle for me. So you talk about like not making your job your whole life, and I definitely try to do that. But the way that comes out for me is like I still want to learn and do my job more, so I make little side projects so that I can learn and continue to do things, but it's my own baby, so to speak. And so streaming used to be one of those things for me, but then I started working at Twitch, so that became like work. And then I started Pixel Explorers Club, and so for me that was a way to get back to the roots of like creating social content, because obviously at Twitch I was APAC. I was the marketing director covering APAC, and so I was very hands-off in terms of like working on the tools. I was briefing agencies, and like I wasn't creating content. I was very at the strategic level. So I wanted something where I could like get into Canva and like make content again and like figure out what I was doing. I was probably optimistic with how much time I had to do that. But regardless, it was also a way to peer pressure myself into playing my backlog of indie games. That's its main purpose. And so basically, that's what it is. It's a little Instagram club. It's literally just pixelexplorers.club will take you to the Instagram. But we pick a game, like I pick a game of the month that's from my backlog usually. And we play it, and then we like just talk about it in the comments or wherever. I'm thinking about starting a Discord, but to be honest, I don't have a lot of time for it these days because I'm working on Frosty, which I assume is probably going to be your next question.
Well, I just wanted to actually say that I think your game of the month idea is really excellent, and I haven't actually said this to you, so I want to say it now. It's very girly. It's very great. It's like, it's, you know, like you say, it's like a book club for video games. And I think, you know, some of these indie games only take maybe like 3 hours, 4 hours, something like that to complete. So you can spread that out over time. Like it doesn't have to seem so like, you know, I'm not a gamer because I haven't played all of the AAAs and completed them to 100% completion, and I don't have all the achievements and all that kind of stuff, and I haven't collected all the things. Because you can play these video games and they're very, very easy to include in your life. And I think that that's important to remember and for people to know as well.
Absolutely, yeah. So I actually write a monthly newsletter as part of Pixel Explorers Club, which is probably my favorite thing that I do, just because I love to write and I just love to talk about games, which is perfect for me. So as part of that, I think there's always messages that I'm trying to get through. One is like how important play is, because I think people forget that like the point of games is actually to have fun and to play. And people who don't, like adults who don't play video games, sometimes I think have like looked down on play in some way. Like it gets kind of deprioritized out of your life, right? And you think it's maybe like something that's for children or
definitely.
And I certainly think that like adults, especially adult women, might think there aren't games that are relevant to them or that they would enjoy. Or like I often have conversations with adult women about like Sims, and they would have played Sims or like Theme Hospital maybe, or like Theme Park, you know, like
or Tycoon.
Yeah. And
Tycoon.
Oh yeah.
And you sort of talk about like how there are new versions of those games now, and like you could keep playing them if you want to. Like those genres and games kind of still exist, and they're like, I never like thought about that. Like they just could. Like and so that was like part of the point of Pixel Explorers, was to pick games that are really accessible. The games are always under 15 hours. Usually they're more like 5 to 10 hour games, like you say. And so, they fit in. Like it is basically literally like reading a book. It's the same amount of time commitment. We try to do things that are available on multiple platforms. So even like mobile games, Switch games, usually they're available across whatever. So people can access them relatively easy. Yeah.
I like this. I love that you're bringing attention to like indie games can have a bit of a hard time. Like sometimes they're just not seen at the right moment, or something releases at the same time that they do, and it's a mess. But having a dedicated book club type thing is a fantastic way to get attention on games that might otherwise be overlooked. So I love that so much. And like a lot of what you've been talking about with like play and things like that, people really do just go games, cartoons, children, and you're like, actually, no, just
they just think it's
you
Call
can
of
have that
Duty.
too.
It's just Call of Duty in their mind.
It's just 12
very true.
Angry 12-year-olds. It's like, no, we don't have to be near those. It's okay. You can have adult spaces.
Totally. It's also probably worth pointing out, I didn't invent the idea of the indie game book club. There are a few out there that exist There's actually one that just got announced out of the UK. It's called Slow Games Club or something like that, I think. And that one looks amazing. They're just getting up and running, but it looks like maybe they have people behind it that have much more time than I have. So they're doing a lot more with it. But
feels on the overestimating of time, honestly. Like, yes. You have like the best idea and you're like, it's going to be so good. I'm going to execute it exactly like this. And you know how you're going to do it. You know full well. And then it gets to it and you're like, I've got time for half of that if I'm lucky. If I don't sleep.
And actually, I'm really tired today. Yeah.
I feel called out, girls. Please. It's like I can keep 2 children alive and, you know, education career and my roof cats and, you know, just my general overall health. And
not normal
you know,
cats, only roof cats.
Yes.
It's very important. They're very different. Very different.
Look, I know I know exactly what you mean when you say like you're not the, you know, inventor of this. I don't think you're the inventor, but I think that
but you have executed it well.
Yes,
thank you.
Like, it has a vibe, and more people should know about it. And you guys should all subscribe or follow on the Instagram. And play her game of the month, which is a caravan sandwich.
It can be a little segment on here for a bit, like, hey, this month, you know, that could be cute, and then we can all play it, and that's like adorable because we've been wanting to
come on and talk about the game. It's very fun.
We could be recurring guests. Oh my god!
All right.
I'm sorry. Listen, I took my meds and the meds are not working. Okay, you're just gonna get that brainstorm. Deal with it. But no,
it's a good brainston. So we're all excited.
We've been trying to do more game nights, right? Because obviously, surprise, surprise, me, Doom, and Ellie actually like each other.
Wow.
I know, right? Shut up, Doom. We willingly spend time. No blinking. There's no blinking, Doom. You're not trapped. You stop. But yeah, like we've been wanting to do more games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like linking it up to that kind of thing, I think is amazing. Yeah. Especially because we, as Doom was saying, like we all have careers, and then Ellie and Doom both have kids. I do not, but I have 2 tiny idiots. There's Vomit waiting for me.
And Rico.
Okay. 3 tiny idiots. No, he's not tiny. But yeah, like sometimes like fitting in a game can be both exciting and just not quite anxiety, be like, oh, do I really have that time?
No, it's you get decision paralysis.
You do.
Because number 1, there are so many games.
Yes.
Number 2, you're like, where do I even begin? And if you
are,
if you are, you know, kind of being like, oh, you know, like I don't even know where to start, I think something like this is a really good way. But you know what? I know that was a curveball, but I just wanted to shout that out because we love to say that.
Pixel is like my unloved child. It's the thing I have the least time for, but probably the most love for. So it's hard.
Well, I think it can be community driven, is what I'm trying to say.
Totally.
Like, really, this is you just picked the game, like you're Oprah. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm Oprah.
Or like, you know, like what's Reese Witherspoon's got that club? You know that
there's nothing under my seat.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
Wait,
I was expecting like maybe like a cat or a game.
And you get a game. And you get a game.
You get to look at a game. Okay, enjoy.
So yeah, we're going to endeavour to add that to our schedule.
Wow.
Yeah, let's do it.
Speaking of adding to our schedule, June 2025 is going to be the debut of a brand new ANZ showcase called Frosty Games Fest. Now, if you have heard of Summer Games Showcase that happens in America, Summer Games Fest, in America, it's big, it's loud, it's in your face, it's all these gaming companies, AAA, lots of money, all that kind of stuff. They're all bragging about what they're doing, and I think this is more ANZ focused. But Amy, please tell us more.
Yeah, cool. So for those who may not know, Summer Games Fest was born out of the end of E3, which was the premier B2B games expo that used to happen in LA, and it was kind of the convergence of like the global games industry to talk about what was like coming up next and have like private meetings about what games were coming out and like how many units was your store going to buy and like, you know, business.
Yeah.
The
You said
journalists
business
were-
words.
business.
Yeah, and
business.
journalists got sent from, Australia, New Zealand,
Yeah,
all the way over
exactly.
there. Very exciting time.
Yes.
I love that.
And
But when
so-
did they come in here?
Yeah, well, it doesn't exist anymore. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, no,
so
it doesn't.
it was dying kind of a slow death, and then
Mm.
COVID came and pretty much killed it. So, but lo and behold, a lot of the publishers decided that they were going to take their showcases online anyway, have it be like a more of a consumer facing. It was becoming more and more consumer facing anyway, and so those publishers just kind of decided we're just going to do it online, and like if the press and the business people see it, great, and if not, like we're going to do our B2B business elements a different way anyway. So that's how this thing kind of came to be. And a man named Jeff Keighley, who you may or may not know, is the ringleader of the Summer Games Fest, and he sort of like kind of treated it a bit like a spearhead, I suppose, and kind of like all of the publishers and games companies started to wrap their events around his event, and it sort of became known as like the Summer of Gaming, and very American, right? But nonetheless, it is a big moment in the games calendar. That June moment has always been really important in the games calendar. It's usually like a lot of reveals that are happening for things that might be coming out the following year, or might even be coming out around the November time slot right before Christmas. So it's always kind of been this really important calendar slot for game development, and one that the Australians and the Kiwis have not always been easily a part of due to geographic difficulties.
We just live on some tiny islands in the south, really, really far away. Listen, one day we'll have teleportation. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
When you say difficulties, what do you mean?
Yeah,
give it to us straight.
Good question. Because you would think if this thing is online, right?
Yeah,
it would be straightforte, and
it's just some cardboard and like some consoles. Like, how hard can it be?
Exactly. So the thing is that the US takes up a lot of airspace. They tend to be the US is very US focused. They think that they are the world, and so it can be really hard. I think even for countries actually that are geographically, physically closer, to get presence in those shows, because they are such a like really Americanized type of thing, with the exception of like Nintendo, who always comes out and does their like very cute Japanese thing, and everyone's like, oh, for some reason they're the only ones that are really internationalized. So yeah, it's been challenging, and I think like Australian and Kiwi devs struggle to like maybe make some of those relationships with people who might be in charge of like deciding what content goes in there. Like we just don't necessarily have that closeness because of the physical distance. It sort of creates this like digital distance as well, right? So you often see like one or two, maybe even up to like a handful or a few Australian games that end up in showcases. I think I've seen like not very many Kiwi games over the time that I've been aware of these shows, I suppose, that have actually ended up in there. It's pretty rare. So, and given that Australia punches really high above its like weight in terms of like the delivery of amazing high quality games, it's a surprise that we don't see more, I think, of our games in those showcases. So anyway, that off my soapbox. The point of Frosty Games Fest is to show all of the things that are made in Australia and New Zealand, all of the stuff that is really exciting. We're calling it like all the cool shit from the edge of the world. So we're kind of like playing on the idea of the fact that we are really far away, and we're calling it Frosty Games Fest because it's winter here. It's not summer. I was going to call it Winter Games Fest, but that felt a little bit too on the nose. So we went with Frosty Games Fest. And then if we decide to run it in summer, it can be like a frosty ice cream for summer, you know. So it's kind of still
a slushy.
Yeah, he's a very cute soft serve.
Yeah.
Did you draw? Did you draw this character?
Not draw it. So very Lucy Unima is our artist, and she birthed Frosty out of her brain. I don't know how, but he's very cute. We love him.
Look,
he's just a little guy.
He gives me that like that 30s, 40s animation vibe. Like think Cuphead. I love it. I love his little dumb eyes. He's gonna melt so quickly in summer.
Yeah,
look at him. He looks so happy.
So he's the mascot, and yeah, basically the show will be presented it'll be pre-produced, but it's going to be presented as a live stream during the week of Summer Games Fest in June.
Amazing.
Sweet.
Yeah. And it's supported by Screen Australia, which is, I guess, the exciting headline news.
I know.
Very
but
exciting.
are you finding that Screen Australia is more open, or there's been more opportunities in the last couple of years for these kinds of projects?
I mean, we're very lucky locally, and when I say locally, I mean Australia and New Zealand both have great local government funding opportunities available to them for games developers, which other countries don't get. So that's amazing. And Screen Australia specifically, like, I mean, this event is funded through their games festivals and events. I think that's the full title of the fund. It's like designed to support events in the game space. So that's like specific to this, which I've never seen before. I think that's relatively new. I'm not sure exactly how long it's been around, if I'm honest, but I think that's something that lots of countries don't get. So yeah, shout out to Screen Australia. They do a lot. Yeah.
We love a good time, you know, and gaming is, you know, it's a bit more of a taken more seriously.
I think so.
It's entirely built to be a good time. Yeah. Well, I mean, mostly. You do get some other games, but it's mostly entirely built to be a good time.
Sometimes you cry.
But you know, going in, you know, it's like a film. They warn you, like, man, there's going to be emotions, okay? No. And you do with those what you will.
I'm not sure if they do warn you. I've definitely been caught off guard. Spiritfarer really got me. That looked like such a cute little game. And then I was wrecked.
Stardew Valley. I bring this up all the time, right? But you go in and you just expect some dumb little farming fun. Like, that's it. That's all you expect. You're like, oh yeah, I get dumb little house grandpa left me and I'm just going to clear some shit. No, oh my God, no. The themes it deals with. Good God. I love it. No,
I couldn't even escape into Disney Dreamlight Valley properly because, you know, obviously I had to play the main story because, you know, I'm taking this serious. I'm not just running around, you know, collecting flowers for Mickey Mouse like my 7-year-old is.
1,000 fucking pumpkins. I'm still impressed. I'll never not be impressed.
Look, I'm up.
It's not an exaggeration either. That's the bit. It's actually that many.
It was 2,500. I've expanded it to 3,000.
I got catching up to do. I'm sorry.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Like, there's a whole story in it, right? And it's talking about how, like, just as you were talking about before, Amy, like, we're denying ourselves play. Like, there's this like shadow. Spoilers, by the way. If you don't want to know the backstory for this, you can Google it. It's been out for like nearly 3 years. Okay, get with the times.
That's enough.
I'll just mute myself and cry.
No, it's like this shadow like takes over this village, right? And like makes you forget and makes all the Disney characters forget about you. And you have to like get them all back in.
It's like the shadow
and I'm like,
of growing up.
I'm blubbering with, you know, my Xbox controller, like,
you can't get rid of Snow White.
Snow White's not in the game yet.
Excuse me?
I know.
Words, okay.
It's like an
Cinderella isn't even in it, but Fairy Godmother is.
I mean, to be fair, she's everyone's
isn't in it.
She's so cool
but there's stuff anyway. What I'm saying is they're dragging that out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like I'm going to go in there. I'm going to be collecting Snow White. You know what I mean? Because she's OG.
They already know what they're doing. They've got content to last another 100 years. Like, they've got this. They're doing well.
Soon you'll be able to get live action Stitch.
No, I decline. Amy, please don't say that words out loud. They'll hear it and they'll be like, oh, quick. She knows. No live action in the no.
Look, it's disturbing for us because we grew up with that. That's how we'd like it to remain.
For the generation too.
But no, my girls don't seem
not
that
your
disturbed.
level younger, like the generations I teach. Because remember, I teach both games and animation. And technically what they're doing is still animation, right? It's just 3D models that look hyper realistic, but it is still animation. Good God, do none of my students want to work for Disney anymore? They haven't in years.
Do you know how many hairs they have to put on those characters? Like
too many.
That's all I'm imagining. Like just little.
Yeah, no, it's definitely individually. It's not. Yeah, totally not texturing. It's individual. Yeah.
Look.
I believe in you. It's okay. It's like putting the feathers back in the bird, right? You're not plucking it, you're putting them back. But no, I've definitely found that even people who didn't grow up with, you know, the old animation stuff that we did, they don't have that nostalgia to look back on. They still see the live action and go, it's a cash grab, and I don't care. And I'm like, I can't disprove you, actually. So, fair enough. You do you. And they're like, no, I
Look,
want to go work on like indie stuff.
I'm a big fan of just keeping my own internal peace. And sometimes I just say, okay, I'll just let it go. It's easy as that.
No, pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't get to do that because I have to comment on it.
Yeah, look, just
I don't get to do that.
What is it? Not my circus,
not my monkey,
not my monkeys.
Not my monkey, not my circus. Yeah, but it is my circus because apparently I'm the ticket salesperson, so I have to be able to comment on it, and it's stinky. Thank you. That's my professional opinion. It's stinky. I have stood up in front of a class and said that, and I regret nothing.
I love it.
Speaking of stinky, we rated the games coming out for next this year coming.
Yeah.
And one of our categories was stinky.
Yes.
So
Dolphin knew what was up. All right. I praise Dolphin constantly because they knew what was up. So it's good. I'm proud.
Definitely. And I'm just going to look at the total results. Would you like to share in that? Okay, so
show me your secrets.
Total results of what?
Oh, there's more than stinky.
Potential game of the year.
Okay.
Are you ready? Everyone listening?
Yes.
Okay. Shall I start with stinky?
Start with stinky. Do we have visuals?
Stinky. You want the visuals?
I want the visuals. I'm a visual learner.
All right.
I know me.
All right.
I got you.
There's just a lot of distracting ads. You know what I mean?
That's okay. I am distracting. That is my brain. Like that's just
All right. So for stinky, 16% of the games coming out this year are apparently stinky.
I like it. Stink.
We have Arc 2. Now I don't know what Arc 2 ever did to
anybody,
but apparently it's going to be stinky. So the new Elden Ring. Apparently our community is not very a fan of Elden Ring. Probably because they value their sanity.
Can you zoom in so that I see less ads in Wargame?
The ads get bigger.
Oh no, the ads get
wait, there's a little X you can click on the left there, so it's okay.
What? Which one? This one?
But it
still stays there. It still stays there.
Try zoom in and then see how there's a clicky on the lefty.
Oh, this one.
Yeah,
there we go.
And then
why am I seeing this ad? Stop seeing this.
Don't worry about it.
Google.
Yeah. I'm very upset with Coffee Talk being in Meh. Have people played that game? Because that game is great.
See, I think our demographic skews towards skews away, sorry, from
text-based games. Sleeper 2 is in Meh? I think I have to leave this stream. I don't know if
you're upsetting our guests, everyone. Stop it. Apologize in the chat immediately.
Yes,
I could be part of it.
This is Live Tier Maker, if you're wondering what this website is. And yes, if you don't have any ad blockers like Shay has, which I don't, she didn't tell me about this beforehand.
What? Me?
No.
It's fine.
About the ads blockers.
Oh, yeah, you can just get like a Chrome extension if you use Chrome, but there's heaps of one. I'll show you after. I got you.
Anyway, Death Stranding 2 is in Met because we didn't think that it was needed. They also
not. I'm with you on that one, but I'm just not a Kojima fan. So I appreciate it for the people who are.
Yeah.
Tales of the Shire. I'm sad that it's in Met. But it's because the demo hasn't.
It was bad.
But I think it's going to be good.
I hope. I genuinely hope. I want to be wrong because, I think that's such a wholesome idea to come from that particular franchise, and I love what they're doing.
In Meh?
Sorry?
Is that Civilization in Meh?
It is.
Yes. It seems a lot of our demographic does not enjoy long-term strategy.
I'm sorry. This wasn't us. This was a joint. This was a collective.
This is the whole community. I should point that out. Thank you.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. Amy, please don't cancel me.
I need to address the chat really quickly. This was all of you. Okay, so this
was not us.
No, this was all of them, guys. Yeah. There's only 3 of us, okay? We all get 1 vote each, and there's more of you than there is us. So I don't want to hear any sass about why games are in Meh chat, because I'm looking at you, mate. You're fine, Amy. You continue about your business. Thank you. I'm gonna sass the chat.
Dear.
This is very interesting. I'm learning a lot about this community today.
Yeah, we are too. Although Pie in the Sky looks freaking funny. I'm so keen on that. I get to be a magpie and attack people. I'm there.
Look, I have Australian birds are great in video games. Like there's certainly a rise in them, and I'm here for it. I'm waiting for an ibis one. I really need a bin chicken game. I just want to run around and just cause absolute chaos. Are you sure? I thought it was a pigeon.
Hold up. I'll find. No. There are pigeon games. Like there's a lot, but I'll see what I can find. But if not, we can just build it. Like me and Amy will just chat and we'll just build it. It's fine.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is PAX needs a video game, right? Ibis, hello.
This is true. I like it.
You know enough game developers.
Yeah, between the two of us,
surely. And then looks great is okay. So Fable is in looks great.
I'm so excited.
What the hell is Splitgate doing up here?
I don't know.
Come on.
Some people really like the weird concept of it.
I'm hopeful. Like I was between looks good and looks great.
Right,
So the 2 Point Museum is in looks great. Surely
I'm so fucking hyped.
So
I love 2 Point Museum so much. I think Amy and I liked the same games growing up.
Yeah,
because 2 Point Museum, I can't wait for the humor and the voiceover. That lady is going to be so sassy again. If they don't bring her back, I'll be so sad.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
And then we have Avowed, Little Nightmares 3, Grand Theft Auto 6, and Outer Worlds 2 as our potential game of the year.
Makes sense.
Little Nightmares 3 I'm keen on, right? Because that entire universe is so beautifully constructed. The art is fascinating. Like you can look at any shot, really break them down, and they have just done such insanely detailed everything, and they didn't need to. Like they could have gotten away with simplicity and it would have been amazing, but no, like they really went for it and it's amazing.
I wonder if you wish to skew the everything.
Oh yeah, just chuck in some votes last minute. Yeah. We just got rated.
And we have been rated. I was going to mention that. But it's a quiet raid because we're still filming.
Sorry.
Thank you for the raid, Jack with the fingers. We love to see it. I believe that's your second raid for us.
I may or may not have raided Jackie Boy the other night. Just cheekily popped on in.
Look at that love.
It was either a raid or I visited. I don't know, but I was over there and I made sure I said hello because we got to show that support for people who support us. We're about it.
No, welcome in. We were just discussing our community game of the year voting. I do believe that it's still open if you want to have a go. If not, I'm pretty sure I can change those settings. Just let me know.
I think that'd be really cool, right? Like, I'd love to see if we pop it up on LinkedIn and stuff like that, like how it would shift. Because right now it's very focused on our community and the people who watch us, which at the moment we're a growing community. So it's going to be like quite skewed. But I want to know what happens if more people get their hands on it, right? Like, same thing that you would do when you're researching.
I'm in here.
Yes.
Yeah, she's
Go, Amy. Yes. Amy's like, I'll show you how it's done properly. Thank you.
I'm gonna do that after this for sure.
Oh, and guys, there is a link in the chat if you haven't gotten a chance to vote. Make sure you jump in there, guys. Let's do it.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah, so we've been rated right at the end, which is amazing. But if you'd like to stick around, hello, welcome in. We're an all-female gaming podcast and we talk about being women in gaming, and we have really cool gaming ladies on, like Amy down below. She's fantastic marketing gaming wizard, and yeah, we love to see it.
We do. And we do love the support, everybody. Thank you very much. Well, this is a podcast focused on women in gaming. It is not to the exclusion of anybody else. So thank you so much.
Yay. Dolphin with our link.
Unanimous. Yeah.
Yay. Yay. Games.
Beautiful. No, I love
Lovely.
it. I love it.
All right. Well, I hope you all going to have a lovely night. Everyone in the chat.
I'm going to read Onyx Storm. What's everyone else doing?
I haven't read any of the others, so I don't think I should read it.
Really? Oh no. Okay. I've come to the wrong place. Never mind.
No, I have a Kindle, okay? Right. I'm there. I'm with you. I just heard that the first one is hard to read. I think I got like
it's
good
polarizing. is the thing.
Polarizing.
Yeah, you either love it or you hate it, for sure. Yeah. Oh, my dog's chiming in. That's great.
Good. They can game as well. I'm not going to say no.
Looking forward to Amy's corrected game chart.
Yes.
Yes.
I will provide.
Take a little screenshot, pop it in the Discord, and be like, "This is how it's done."
Before, after.
Yay!
Shay, are you doing anything this week?
This week? Oh boy. Well, trying to look at the bloody date. Well, apparently I'm not doing that. It's gonna be a little League because you know what? There's a new character coming out. I've frozen.
Oh my God.
That's fantastic. Oh, I'm catching up. Well, I don't know if you guys can hear me, but
I can hear you.
Yeah? Okay, cool. So there's actually a new League of Legends champion coming out called Mel, and she's actually from Arcane, the show. So super, super keen. She's releasing tomorrow, I believe. And she has like a rather unique ability set that I'm quite curious about. I don't know if it's going to be broken. I don't know if it's going to be like, overpowered. So super keen to see that. Going to be playing a bunch of League. I'm of course going to get back into Wuthering Waves because I do want to broaden my ability to play that game. I enjoyed it enough that I'm going to try and push through the illness and just hopefully I can get there. But no, it should be a bunch of fun. A lot of streams, good times. What about you, Doom? What are you getting up to?
What am I doing this week? I'm actually editing some content that I have for video game parents. So look forward to that this weekend. And in regards to gaming, I think I'm going to have to get back into World of Warcraft. Otherwise, I'm going to get lost. So I need to check out Siren Isle. Get my
it's such a commitment. Such a commitment.
It is. It is. It's. I know Ellie says that she doesn't like life sim, but this is like a second job. Like if you take MMOs like seriously, it is a second job. So not for the faint of heart. Dolphin beat me to it. But yes, the Xbox Dev Direct is going to be
what lovely time of the morning do we get that locally this time around? what
I think it's 5 for Sydney, so it's
lovely.
2. So
That's
I get
wonderful.
the option if I want to like watch it live and get my first impressions in. I either have to stay up until that time or wake up at that time and go to bed early. I just
cursed location we live in. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
So yeah, that'll be a time. But yes, I will be recording my reactions for that as well. Good times. Good time. Yeah, 5 a.m. AEDT. I was correct.
That's
exciting.
That's not a real time, and I refuse to be.
That's-
I refuse to exist at that
Doesn't
time.
exist.
The replay and a coffee at a respectable 9 a.m.
Yeah,
Not
you
yes.
know, and something cozy. Just be like, this is fine. I didn't need it to be live anyway. It's fine.
Then I'll be going to watch Doom's 5 a.m., 3 a.m. bleary-eyed thoughts.
Oh my god, yes.
It's I have. Oh, when was it? It must have been Xbox Games Fest when that was. So I was on Xbox Infinite podcast, which was an Xbox centric podcast, and they used to talk about a lot of console warring and things like that. They didn't like my fluffy gaming talk, which is fine. But we sorted it out. I got my own.
From myself, I'll make my own.
Easy. And then so one night we went live during that time. It was
Wow.
I was in my pajamas.
Oh, dude, yes.
Yep.
No.
If you deign to look at the YouTube archives of days gone past, you will see me reacting to E3 or doing E3 coverage in the middle of the night videos, unfortunately.
Yeah.
See, I don't know. Is it better to have it live, or should it be like, okay, I'll write down my impressions like at first, and then do a cheeky ×2 watch when you wake up, and then do a proper.
I think it really depends on you. Yeah, it depends on your audience, depends on you. Like if you're, for example, like me, and getting up at 5 a.m. legitimately makes you feel really sick, I promise you, I'm not entertaining in the morning, okay? It's not even like I'm quiet. I hate the world until like a reasonable time.
Oh, wow.
So if you're one of those people, write down your thoughts and, do it later. That's fine. But if you're somebody who can, stay up until that time, or you're somebody who functions really well in the morning, or if you know that you're funnier when you've got a lack of sleep, go for it.
Yeah, you're never going to beat the journalists so there's no point trying to be first. But
Yeah,
if you're
they
going to
know what
bring
they're
your
doing.
own unique take to it, it kind of doesn't matter if it's like 4 hours later. It's fine.
Well, look,
'Cause
my
honestly, like, we'll watch it
my
4 hours
5-year-old
later
wakes up
anyway.
at 5 a.m. So, I mean, we could both do our thoughts. You know what I mean? Like, she could be like,
Her thoughts
"Mommy,
are gonna
who's
be
that
like-
bad man?"
Yeah. She's gonna be like, "Hey, Mum, now that you're up at 5, let's do things." And you're gonna be like, "Abso-fucking-lutely
I'm
not, kiddo.
hungry.
I'm gonna sit here and drink a tea and contemplate my life and why I'm alive at this hour."
All right. We are going to be raiding. If I can
proceed to now. I
Okay.
got you.
Oh, you got me?
There you
Is
go.
it
I got you. There you go.
There you go.
Hey,
We're going to
but
be
there will be-
raiding. How
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah. Very excited.
exciting.
So, for anybody who doesn't know Cozy Burb, they are
Cozy
Cozy Burb. They're a wonderful Australian streamer, she, her, and their name is Erin, and she's currently playing an indie game, actually, one we're familiar with, Balatro? I say this wrong every time, man.
Bellatrix.
Thank you.
Bellatrix.
I thought that was nice and fitting. Lovely Australian female streamer playing an indie game. We love it.
Lovely.
Yay. And thank you again to Jack for your raid.
We should do a raid message at some point, but for now we don't have one. So just do a little
Make something
cheeky happy face, you know?
Just a
That's,
happy
you
face.
got it. There you go. Go egg raid. I got you.
Yay.
Easy.
I don't know. Are we still? I don't know.
No, we're still live.
We're
Once I
still
hit raid,
live.
yeah, we can say
Oh.
goodbye, and then
my God.
once I hit raid now, we go.
You freaked her out. She's like, "What is happening?"
I'm so sorry.
All of my circus.
All right, I'm gonna hit it because it's about to finish
All
its
right,
countdown.
everyone. Thank you.
Goodbye,
Thank you so much.
everybody.
Bye, everyone. See you next week. Bye.
I have hit the button. Should be all good.
Yeah, I see the raid.
Hey.
Okay. Hold on.
Beautiful. That was fun, guys.
It still says that we're live.
Takes a wee minute to disconnect. It definitely worked because it threw my chat out.
Okay.